Are you thinking of moving to Lisbon? Do you want to know if Campo de Ourique is the right region for you? Stay tuned as I have a lot of valuable information to share with you. Let's do it. Now let's look at Campo de Ourique as a whole and where it is located. So I have some arrows here pointing out to nearby neighborhoods. Down here you have Alcântara and Estrela, continuation of Estrela here more closer to Lapa and the Calçada, Santo Antônio, São Mamed and Príncipe Real, São Bento all over here. So quite central, but Campo de Ourique sits on top of it all. And very uniquely, it's a flat neighborhood with grid-like streets. So very unique for that reason. And quite charming, very desirable by families because of the schools that are there, and a bit of a French influence as well on the area, with some of the best cheese shops, butchers, some really good restaurants, and not to forget the Campo de Ourique market with its fishermen, with fishmongers, butchers, and some lovely restaurants and bakeries as well. So again, Campo de Ourique, very desirable neighborhood to families special or anybody looking to live in a flat neighborhood in Lisbon. Campo de Ourique is one of it. So let's just look into a few things here as far as park and transportation. So Campo de Ourique is famous for those visiting because the tram 28, it starts and ends here. So there's a bit of people that will go to explore the area for that. When it comes to park, you have Jardim da Parada, which is quite central. It's around here. So that's the heart of Campo de Ourique, but very, very close to Jardim da Estrela, and a bit of a walk to Tapada das Necessidades, which would be like a much larger parks. A few neighborhoods that are a bit of a secret for people that really know, and I usually present those to clients of mine, and they're quite pleased that I do because it takes them out of the most known areas, which those little pockets of Amoreiras over here, with one of the most beautiful garden here, the Jardim das Amoreiras, and also the region of Santa Isabel that links Campo de Ourique to Hato, a tram station. Something to be aware of as well with Campo de Ourique, there are plans of bringing a metro station to Jardim da Parada. It's seen as a great thing, for some as a great thing, and for some of the old residents especially, they're not quite pleased because it's going to just making transportation in and out of Campo de Ourique much easier. One of the cons that is talked about in the region is the airplane noise. As Campo de Ourique, it's part of the planes start to decline. You can I shouldn't say most properties, it really depends on exposure, if you have outdoor space or not, if you're facing east or west, and also if they're actually taking off or landing that way. But important to still visit the apartments because some of them are not that affected by the noise. But that's one thing, if you're reading, if you research, that you're going to read a lot, but do not cross Campo de Ourique off your list because it is a fantastic neighborhood. So now let's talk about prices. So generally speaking here, we have the use averages, and I put everything together. Studios, 1, 2 bedrooms, all the way to 4 bedrooms. And those are listed asking at between 3,400 a square meter, all the way to 97 a square meter. And being sold anywhere between 2,600 and 7,500 per square meter. So good range there. Campo de Ourique doesn't have a lot of really old properties, but there are some pockets farther away that are still up and coming. There's a street actually that crosses to the west called Maria Pia that used to carry a weight of being a negative place, but right now lots of developments. The foreigners don't really care of the history of Maria Pia with perhaps drug problems in the past and things of that sort. Right now, Maria Pia, it's a fantastic place to be, but prices there, because the homes are a little simpler and it has a bit of the stigma, are a bit lower, which then brings in, some of these lower prices. And then we have some more upscale properties bringing the price up, especially with some beautifully renovated apartments in the region. And then with new projects ranging here between 5,400 to 11,000. And as I mentioned, a region of Campo de Ourique that was not very desirable before is attracting new development. They're selling well, great neighborhood to be. So you're starting to see like brand new at a quite reasonable prices. And again, almost doubling that probably for a higher end product with view, high ceilings and outdoor bells and whistles. And anything selling here on the mid between 6,500 and 7,400 for new projects, price per square meter. Now let's talk about one bedrooms and studios. Not enough data here at this time on just that in specific for brand new projects, but with used properties ranging anywhere between 130 to 560,000 per apartment, with square meters between 3,000 and 7,900. Quick example here, if you look, right, 130 at 3,000 a square meter, that would give us about what, a 40 square meter apartment in the lower end, right? So it's important to think when you plan on moving here, unless you're very comfortable living in an older and small space, that this here might not really suit with your plans. And also keeping in mind, this is very much something that needs renovation, right? We're really, again, as expats, as foreigners, you're looking at this region here to find places that you'll be happy with long term, right? Now we're moving in here to the history of price history of the neighborhood, of the area of Campo de Ourique, with the dotted line being asking price and the solid line at average sale price. See, quite steady here. You had a decline in 2020 just after COVID, and you had some issues with interest, but it stayed strong. Campo de Ourique, it's there. Prices are holding well. You see a little bit of a dip here, but again, as with any market, it's ups and downs based on what is selling. Is it mostly used apartments over new apartments? But overall, prices have increased in Campo de Ourique. Inventory is limited, and it's still a very desirable place to be. Looking at the two bedrooms now, ranging here anywhere between 145 to 700, with the price per square meter between 2,500 and 7,000. Right? Something for everybody, but again, you're sure to find very good homes in Campo de Ourique for that 6,000-7,000 range. Sky's the limit. We see things are higher than that are unique historical properties with a lot of charm that have been renovated to really high standards. Prices can go up, but this gives you really comfortable price to invest in, what 100 square meter apartment for 600,000 and live in one of the best areas to live in Lisbon, especially for families and also for seniors. If you're getting old, Campo de Ourique, it's very good neighborhood for that, as it has everything you need within that grid. If you don't want to live, you don't need to live, and you're a short Uber walk away from Estrela, from Avenidas Novas, from Príncipe Real, São Bento, Rato. So that's that for you. Then looking at the 3 bedrooms, we're looking here again, not enough data on the new developments, but 3 bedrooms starting all the way from 180 to 1.1 million. Which again, the price per square meter is maintaining quite stable here between 2,500 and 7,000 on the 3 bedrooms. Now let's look at who's buying in Lisbon. And when I'm talking Lisbon, this is the central Lisbon that is the focus of where most expats are moving to. So to keep the data focused in one area, this is where it's coming from. With American in 2023 taking the first spot, followed by the French. Not news to anybody, it's a news that they're no longer the first. And then with the UK, the Brits have a history always. One of the longest diplomatic relationships in the world is Portugal and the UK. But historically, the Brits would go more to sunnier destination for holidays or retirement. But as the world climate is changing and people are looking for better quality of living, especially post-COVID, and understanding that you can work from anywhere, a lot of British citizens are actually moving to Greater Lisbon with their families. We have great private schools here in English, including the British school. We also have the American school. We have Park. We have St. Julian's. The list goes on, and then you add the schools in Cascais, all that English-speaking schools. And as I mentioned, Campo de Ourique, you have two of the best French schools there, which is the Lycée Français, which is an older school that's been there for quite a while, bigger school. And then you have a very boutique school that is Redbridge. Redbridge is a very sort of forward-thinking type of education. If you want to look into it, and if you're considering moving to Lisbon and looking for a school for your kids, those two, if you're looking for that they learn French, definitely look into those both options, okay? And if you want to stick with the English, British school, very, very good, traditional, really good location if you want to live in the city. And then if you're willing to do a little bit of a commute, Park has become very popular. St. Julian's the most traditional. The American is a bit off the way, but again, you can always drive them or hire services to take them to school. But lots of options and new schools opening every year to keep up with the demand. Next here, let's talk about rentals, long-term rental prices. I do share the rental prices as we help a lot of our clients find a rental first as we're looking for a place to buy. So this is here just to give you an idea of how much you're going to be spending to rent an apartment long-term in Campo de Ourique, ranging anywhere between 800 and 1600. It's kind of double there based on your style and expectations. 2 bedrooms ranging between 924, almost like triple the price here based on style and your requirements. And it's always important to talk about where also expats are investing in central Lisbon. We have here Campo de Ourique, being a small neighborhood, right? Still very Portuguese. It still has that vibe. You must check it out. Campo de Ourique, we're seeing here 4%. And then the most popular year after year, which is Santo Antonio. The new kid on the block in recent years have been Arroios with Andrew Intendente. The future of linking that train line that goes through Arroios, that's gonna link to Estrela and Santos, that has brought a lot of investments, and it's gonna really bring in the city closer together, of bringing that area to old more traditional areas like Estrela and Santos. That's gonna be really, really cool for the city when it's ready. We're expecting it to be done in 2025. It is looking like it's gonna happen, but we'll see. Then let's talk about the 3 bedrooms on long-term rental. But just before we go there, I'm here again sharing all this information with you. It's here for you, no charge. Just take it for what it is. Again, it's very generalized. If you're really thinking of moving here and you're getting serious, reach out to us, follow the channel, subscribe so you can get more information on the things coming along. Look at the previous material that we have done. There's some pretty interesting stuff there. Some obviously are 2 years old now, but still very relevant, especially when you're trying to see what the place looks like, the aesthetic, the charm. And it's not just about a move, right? Moving overseas, moving to Europe. It's not about just getting it done and moving. It's about making the moves so you have a nice transition and you enjoy the whole thing and start loving the place from day one. And we're here for that, all right? So continuing here with 3 bedrooms in Campo de Ourique, ranging anywhere from 900 to 4,000. I'll be completely honest with you. I look at places there all the time. I haven't seen anything really, the 3 bedrooms that really in this area here that it would fit, would be suitable for the expectations and the requirements of expats. You're really more anywhere between here and here with the 3.3. I would probably say like around the 3,000 a month. You will get, you know, a nice apartment, well located and move-in ready in the region. And then looking again as an investment, how the rental market have behaved in Campo de Ourique historically, with the dotted being asking and the solid being the actual price. Very little difference here. We usually don't see a lot of negotiation going on at the current market on rentals, although that is starting to change a little bit. We're starting to see expectations from the landlords to be a bit too high, and then we'll find a little room to negotiate. But because of the short supply and the high demand, you see this huge dip here from 2022 to now, October 24. When recording this, you might not be seeing right away because there's lots that happen in between, but gives you an idea of where it's going. But we'll keep you posted here on where this is going. We expect a little bit of a price adjustment, but again, when you're ready, we'll look into the up-to-date information and guide you accordingly to make sure you're paying the right price. And this is all for today. I hope the information that we shared with you in Campo de Ourique is very useful as you're planning, as you're thinking of moving here. And don't be shy. If you're becoming ready to make the move, click on the link below to schedule a Zoom call with me, because I'm looking forward to helping you and your family with relocating and moving into this beautiful country. Bye for now.